Hey, good morning, everyone. Greg Buckley here from Buckley's Auto Care. And I'm here at the shop on a Saturday because, we have a very peculiar situation that we kind of solved during the week. And first off, I want to thank my clients and customers for coming in for a good week. And we were able to work with a lot of great people. Thank you very much. More importantly, I want to thank my team for really bringing it home this week. Everybody did great, and we were able to get a lot of vehicles out. But one in particular really kicked our butt. And I'm here today with it because we've solved the issue. So Monday, we're going to wrap it up and get it out for its final QC and test drives. But I thought it was very interesting because this particular repair is the holy grail of lack of communication, heavy skill sets needed, time necessary, and just about everything else you can imagine that goes on with a repair like this. And it all has to do with electrical, okay? And today's vehicles they run off gasoline, but they live on good voltage, proper voltage, getting to all of the areas it needs to go. So, in simple terms, if anything is missing, leaking, not contacting, we have a problem. And it's up to a diagnostician to figure out where that problem is. Now, some of you might be saying, well, I can just plug in a code reader and find out what's going on. I can go to AutoZone and I can figure out, they can tell me what's going on. No, not in this particular case. I need to show you some really hardcore testing that our team performed, and our one lead tech, Mr. Ryan Craner, my nephew, really barreled through it, and I'm very proud of him for doing this. But it goes to show you the level of skill that is needed to fix today's vehicles. And now I'm talking a 2011 here. I'm not talking a 2020, although we did have a 2020 Edge with multiple issues after an accident, from lane departure to AC because it got hit in the front end. So it's getting more and more complicated, which requires more and more time and study. And it really does bring home the fact that you can't just plug it in and fix it. It's not viable. It can give you a direction, and I really mean this. If you're using it, hey, cool, all right? But in cases that I'm about to show you, it's a no-go, plain and simple. So the first step is that I'm going to bring up the screen here, so pardon me. Okay, and I'll bring the camera over a little bit because we're talking about voltage. Now, proper voltage is one thing, and we need it all the time. So the first thing we want to look at is battery voltage. We want to make sure your battery is in a good state in order to not only test, but operate the vehicle. And I'll put this down right here because I want to explain to you that without proper voltage, all of the sensors and injectors will not operate as they should when you start the vehicle. Your cranking amps and cold cranking amps need to be there. That power source needs to fire up. It needs to maintain everything in that vehicle. And let's face it, today's vehicles, like I said, boy, we're putting chargers and cameras and ADAS and all kinds of things that are in there. So your battery gets a workout. So when a professional technician or a professional shop will tell you, your battery's about 4.5 years old, really should consider getting, updating it and replacing it. Take that as good advice. It's really a very, very inexpensive situation and an update that keeps a lot of problems away from the car. This is a case where the gentleman who came in purchased the vehicle and he didn't know anything about it, purchased it off of a third party. This was about a year ago. Started having issues 6 months into ownership. Took it to a friend who really what we see is somewhere along the line, it all went cattywampus. It was all out of control. So now we're working backward. And I'll show you some of the things right now. So let's see if we got here. All right, we're gonna zero in All right, hopefully we get this here. And let's see, we're going to, we're going to try and find it. I apologize. Here we are, right here. And it came in for a transmission situation. But first off, we needed to see this battery. All right, and as you can see, we are going to establish right here. All right, here's our picture. Now, I want to bring out some things to you. This is the gentleman's battery. Now, he was very, very hesitant. In fact, he kind of declined this battery as we are trying to figure out what's going on with it. And we ultimately had to say, you need a battery, we can't go further. But I want you to notice something. See where it says 12.9? All right, most people will look at that and go, hey, great, all right, I got 12 volts. That battery's good. Well, no, look at the cranking amps, all right, 491. Now, if you can see, the cold cranking amps is 790, and the general cranking amps is 985. So it's less than 50%, almost 50% depletion. The battery was made in October 15, installed on 116. So that battery itself, 5.5 years? Okay, so again, we had to keep things going in order to start our testing procedures, all right? And this is why we were here. This is the valve body of the Jeep, all right? And on top here, we have solenoids and of course your valve body, and it's loaded with solenoids down below here as well. So I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty, but this was the piece that we really primarily was at fault, all right? And this is where we focused on, all right? We confirmed that we weren't getting signals down through this piece right here into the valve body. Now, when we put the new valve body in, and the reasons why we recommended a new valve body or a remanufactured valve body, because simply economics. It was only a few $100, maybe $500 more for the whole piece than it was for that one particular unit. All right, so lo and behold, we get the valve body in and running, no problem. We solve the shift issue from the solenoid packs, right? We correct all of that. That was first code. Well, the new valve body, we get it in, and we see that we have a pressure sensor that is not allowing the vehicle to shift down from fourth. So the symptom was coming to a rolling stop, the vehicle would go through its shift points, right? And it would lock in fourth gear, so it wouldn't go back. So you could start the car, go forward, but once you hit fourth gear and fifth gear, it wouldn't come out of fourth. There's an issue. So we needed information. We could not get proper, good, efficient, correct information. And like anything else, good information in, good information out. Bad in, bad out. It happens. It's going to work. I mean, it's part of what goes on. All right, so we take our time and we go through the circuit. It's hard to see, and I'm not here to get really technical with everybody, but I want you to explain. I want to explain the level of testing that goes on today. And as a profession and as a professional, today's technicians are routinely tasked with these type of issues. And it's important for you to understand as a motorist of what it means to completely diagnose a car correctly. And it takes time. I will tell you that, I'll explain a little later, but we have almost 24 hours of information dissemination, speaking with other professionals in our online networks, physically testing from point A to point B and all levels involved, and then trying to get proper information from the client on a continuous basis. At the same time, we know that the level of testing that we're getting to is ramping up the price. You have to pay for skills at what we're trying to do to get this vehicle on the road working properly. And finally, after, 3 or 4 days or whatever, we finally got down to it And it's hard to imagine, but this is more and more a situation. So we found out that the PCM, and let me show you down to the PCM. So the gentleman, all right, here's your PCM, okay? That was transplanted from a 2011 Dodge Ram. How do we know? We get inside the PCM and we see what's stored inside there. And we note that the VIN code's different, the mileage is different, but yet the unit will fit. Will it work properly? We like to be accurate. Let's put it that way. And this, of course, is a 2011 Jeep Grand Cherokee. 5.7 motor, automatic transmission. So it's close, but it's not exact. And you like to be exact. So he didn't, the client did not know that, right? Remember, he purchased this from somebody a year ago, thought he had a good deal. Well, that somebody was just trying to mask over a problem that they didn't want to find. And that is very typical in the used car market. So that's for another show. But I will tell you that if you do not get a used vehicle inspection performed by a professional technician and a professional shop, you are going to run into issues like this, because this is every day. All right. And people want to get rid of their problems. Well, they want you to take on that problem. And you don't want to take on that problem. So nonetheless, we go ahead and we continue our path of diagnosis, right? We confirm that we have the solenoid packs that are bad, and so that's what we were initially replacing. But again, we still had the issue with the pressure switch inside the valve body itself not releasing. Okay, we know it's electrical because it's like 1 in 1,000 that a valve body professionally rebuilt, and this is from an OE supplier, from an OE, let's put it that way, would be rare that that would fail, okay? We haven't seen it. So we continue down the path. We convince them to put a battery in. We put a battery in. That way we have proper high 12 plus volts running through the system at all times. So, and we were checking our grounds. So I want to show you where the ultimate problem was in this and why it took so long to fix it. So we're going to come down here and I want you to look right here. I'm going to try and get you a better camera view. Can you see this right in here? All right, do you see that little chafed wire? Right, see the exposed copper underneath the sheathing? Okay, that is underneath and it's hitting a bracket because the thing is exposed, we're open, and it's hitting. It's making contact, so it's pulling down the circuit, the transmission circuit, the fourth gear, or the pressure switch, excuse me, and it's not allowing it to operate as designed. So that right there, that little tiny little, see, that's just unbelievable. So that is what it takes to fix today's vehicles. Now, rodents can cause the same thing, but honestly, when you get an older car, the casings, the sheathing can stretch and pull, and any type of friction can cause that to wear away. And when it does, it makes ground. And when it grounds like water, it's going to find its easiest path to resistance, okay? So it's going to go right to ground. So you've got 12 volts going out. You got no command. You can't do anything. Now, as I said before, your little widgets that you stick in the dash and your little code readers may tell you that you got a code problem or a sensor problem, but that's just the start of it. You have to go deeper and deeper when you run into these problems. And that's why it takes a skilled technician, a diagnostician, to take their time to go through the steps and repair the vehicle properly so that you are safe and you have a reliable, secure vehicle. I can't say any more about that because in today's world, everybody wants things like that. Or worse, they think that, oh, it's so simple. It's not simple. I don't care what it is. Today's cars are not simple. You have to remember that. It is not simple. And today's young folks and actually our old gray-haired veterans, we know, we see, and as professionals, as a professional shop, we are all trying to groom that next level of technician. So I always think like, well, if younger kids today can want to get involved, they should. These are challenges that are rewarding when the final product goes out the door, the final repair goes out the door, and you know you've done a great job. Now, you can sit there and I know people game, but if you can game, take those talent, skill set, thought processes, and come on over. Get involved with technicians, parents, guardians, whatever. Your kids, boys, girls, doesn't matter, right? These are challenges. And I can bet that you may be the best gamer in the world, but these kind of problems bring you nightmares at night. You don't sleep, and you're constantly thinking about it. Well, the reward is you did it. You're successful. And one of the things that I kind of pride ourselves on in our profession is that when a job comes in that needs our technical expertise, we fix it. Maybe in a day, maybe in 2 days. Like this is 3 days. But you know what? We fixed it. And that's a project completed. No, this month after month after month, and meeting after meeting after meeting. You come in, you hit it, you learn it, you know it, you do it, you fix it. That is a reward that is just tremendous as a confident booster. So, this was the perfect storm. It really was. And I want to thank everybody for hanging out for 15, 20 minutes and letting me talk. But I felt so passionate about what this job represented. And I'm incredibly passionate about what we do as a profession. I sincerely think that we are really, really, really sometimes undervalued. And we're trying to change the perception of what we do. So these are cases where, okay, we shine. Why? Hard work, thinking, brain power, using the tools that we have, using the network, using the skill sets that we have. And that to me is the most important thing that we have as an advantage. So again, parents, guardians, I invite you in. And so do a lot of other professionals that you see from your own local shop to community boards to whatever. Think about it. This is a challenge, but you win. Eventually, you win. All right. Greg Buckley, Buckley's Auto Care. As always, I am so grateful for taking up your time and allowing me to take up your time. So take care. Enjoy the day. We'll see you soon. Thank you.